Okay, this is the start of a new series we're doing for YouTube called Spectacular. This is where we're going to focus on incredibly high-spec cars and really unique examples. Obviously, we get quite a few of at Romans. So we're starting off with this car, the 992 Carrera GTS, which might not look all that spectacular from first glance, but this is the highest spec one we've ever seen. It's got £45,000 worth of extras, which is actually before the price increase that Porsche did, so actually it's more like £50,000 today. So I'm going to work my way through from the most expensive option all the way down to the cheapest option, showing you each option on the car. Hopefully you'll stick with us until we get to the last option, which is just £80. Okay, so first up, most expensive option on the car, Porsche carbon ceramic brakes, £6,321. Some may think a little bit overkill on a GTS, but these are far better brakes. They're higher resistance to fade, they're more responsive, and they also save weight. Also, it's really rare to see them because you're no longer allowed to specify them on a GTS. So this car is one of the only cars on the market that's got them. Okay, the second most expensive option on this car, and what makes this car really unique, is it's got the lightweight package. So that's £5,943. I think Porsche have actually increased the price of that by about £1,000 now if you're speccing one today. But the main things it includes is you totally get rid of the rear seats. So this turns it into a two-seater car. Obviously with no rear seats, you've saved a lot of weight there. So you also get a lot more luggage space if you want to use it too. You also get the full bucket seats, so these lightweight carbon fiber seats, obviously giving you that race car feel. So you also get rear axle steering as part of the lightweight package. This is where the rear wheels steer in the opposite direction to the front wheels ever so slightly. That gives you at lower speeds a much better turning circle. At higher speeds it gives you more agility going into the corners and more stability when changing lanes. Also, as part of the lightweight package, you get lightweight glass in the front, the rear and the side windows. So this gives you reduced noise insulation, which lets a lot more engine noise into the cabin. And obviously saving weight as well. You also get a lightweight battery. You also get an adaptive rear spoiler, which has actually been reprogrammed to give you a little bit more downforce. And there's a few little aero tweaks just to make the car more driver focused. So in some ways the lightweight package just kind of gives you a more race car feel, a much more driver focus. So it's kind of like more like a GT3 Touring. So for £6,000 to £7,000, you don't have to pay the huge premiums for a GT3 Touring and just get a GTS lightweight package. Next up is the Burmester high-end surround sound system. So this is an 855 watt sound system, 13 individually controlled speakers, active subwoofer. So if you want a first-class audio experience, you'll want the Burmester. Next up, GTS interior package, £2,811. For me, this is one of the most important options on a GTS. It gives you a whole sort of theme on the interior, gives it a real uplift with contrast stitching throughout. This car's got the crayon stitching, so you get the stitching on the door panels, stitching on the seats, stitching on the floor mats. You also get coloured safety belts here in crayon. You also get lots of carbon fibre in the interior on the centre console, on the dashboard trim, and also a little section here on the door trim. Next option, the matte carbon fibre interior package, £2,231. So all that carbon fibre from the GTS interior pack is all in matte. So looking really nice on the dashboard, on the centre console and the door panels. Just works really well in matte, so that is a nice option to have too. Next up, lightweight carbon fibre roof, £2,517. Again, this is quite a rare option on a GTS because more people spec the sunroof. But look, this is not your normal GTS spec. This is a lightweight spec, so that carbon fibre roof is not only just reducing weight, it also looks pretty damn cool too. Next up, Porsche dynamic chassis control, £2,273, otherwise known as PDCC. You can only spec that if you have rear axle steering, but what it does, it reduces the whole lateral body movement of the car, increases stability, increases comfort, increases performance. Definitely one for the driving enthusiasts who appreciate those subtle differences and improvements in the way a car drives. Next up, front axle lifting system, £1,709. This is obviously the function of the suspension being raised, get over those pesky speed humps or those steep drives just by pressing this button here. And then you know you're not gonna graze the underneath of your car. Definitely an important option for many people. Next up, dashboard and door trim package in leather. £1,676, gives you a few nice bits of leather. So you get leather on the very end of the dashboard here. You get leather on the lower door panels instead of the sort of plasticky look. And you also get a bit of leather just around the sport chrono clock. Next up, tinted LED main headlights with matrix beam and PDLS Plus, £1,355. So for the tinted element of it, you get a dark chrome ring around the lights. You also get matte black trim for the daytime running lights, but the real cost of it is in that matrix beam. So it's 84 different LED lights all working together to give you a much brighter and more intelligent lighting system, reducing dazzle for other passengers. And obviously if you're going to be driving at night, this is a great option to have. Next up, park assist with surround view, £1,196. This gives you 4 cameras, so as standard you get the front and rear parking sensors. You can upgrade for the rear view camera, but for the full hog surround view, so you get a little camera at the front here, you get the rear view camera, and you also get cameras in under the wing mirrors. So that is giving you a whole 360-degree view when you're parking, so there is no excuse to be curbing those alloys with surround view. Next option, exterior carbon fiber mirrors with the bases painted in the exterior color, £1,052. Does give you these very cool looking carbon fiber mirrors, but some of that cost is actually because of the bases. They actually come as standard in this sort of black plastic. To get them painted in the body color of the car looks a lot better. That on itself is an option of about £400, so together with the carbon mirrors, I think just gives your car that little bit of icing on the cake. The next cost is actually the metallic paint. So agate grey, £876, always a popular colour on the GTS and a fine choice. Next up, sport design side skirts, £749. So as standard, you do get the sport design package on a GTS, but you do have to pay extra for the side skirts. As you can see, they're just a little bit more flared, painted in the body colour, and whilst it is a subtle difference, it definitely makes the car just look that little bit more aggressive. Next option, lane keep assist, including speed limit indicator, £749. This is a bit of safety technology that basically steers the car for you if you're veering out of lane. So if you're on a motorway and you're just drifting off, it will just keep you back in line. It also has a camera to detect the speed limit by looking at the traffic signs ahead and can notify you. It also notifies you if there is a sharp corner ahead, so definitely a good one for safety. Next up, illuminated door sill cards in matte carbon, £716. These look great, especially when you're opening the door at night and they really light up. Next up, carbon fiber floor mats, £657. Obviously we see a lot of different carbon fiber options, but very rarely see a carbon fiber floor mat. They are pretty nice. You get leather edging all around the borders, nicely stitched as well. The only thing is on the lightweight pack, because these are meant to be front and rear, because they've got no rear seats, you get a little bit short-changed. You don't get the ones in the rear. Next up, lane change assist, £581. This is different to lane keep assist. This is basically a blind spot monitor where these little 3 lights flash up if there's something coming up behind you. Okay, next up, heated multifunction GT Sport steering wheel with matte carbon fiber panel, £509. Obviously heated, great for the winter months, but the matte carbon fiber panel, I just think just looks so much better than the standard black steering wheel. Next up, window triangle trims in carbon fiber, £354. So these are separate to the wing mirrors. If you're going to get the wing mirrors, you may as well get the window side triangles as well, right? Next up, light design package, £354. This is basically ambient lighting, where you get different color lights in the door storage compartment and on the center console. Definitely quite a cool thing at night. Pretty funky option to have. Steering column case in leather, £252. Rev counter in crayon, £245. Electric folding mirrors, yes, that is an option, £240 and an absolute essential. Next up, ionizer, £203. This is for the air quality in the cabin, so the air before it reaches the cabin goes through an ionizer, which reduces the pollutant content of the air. Definitely one for the more health conscious buyer. Next up, storage compartment lid in race text with this rather lovely Porsche crest, £161. Next up, exclusive design tail lights, £105. Now, normally on a regular Carrera, that would give you the total clear glass tail light, but because that is actually standard on a GTS, all it actually gives you on this took us a little while to work out, these lateral gills right here, which don't illuminate on our other GTS, which doesn't have this option, but on this car, as you can see, they do illuminate as you're indicating. Next is the Porsche logo LED courtesy light. As you open the door, you get the little Porsche logo greeting you. Exclusive design fuel filler cap gives you a rather fancy fuel filler cap for £93. And for the final factory option for £80 is you get the windscreen with a grey top tint. So you'll notice just ever so subtly a little bit darker at the top of the windscreen just to help reduce the dazzle from incoming traffic. So those are all the factory options on the car, but this car has actually had more money spent on it. So after it left the factory, it went for full PPF, so paint protection film to cover all the exterior of the car. And quite a rare thing is this car's also had all the internal carbon fiber with PPF as well. The full car's had ceramic coat and the interior leather has had G-Technic. So all of that cost £5,743. So yeah, that's it. That is all the options and costs of this car. Truly mental spec Carrera GTS. So there you have it. That is the first episode of our new spectacular series. We've got lots more in store on this series, loads of massive spec, unique cars coming. So do let us know what you think of it. Give us some comments about what you think of this spec, and we'll see you again on the next video.